Morning. In between the halachas of the 3 weeks and the halachas of the 9 days, start to do a couple of halachas in these couple of days about the halachas of traveling. A lot of people are traveling. Seems to get a lot of questions at hearing about people's trips. So I want to talk about that for a minute. So there's, of course, the first halacha is the halacha of Tefilas Haderech. So Tefilas Haderech is something that we say when we leave the city and we go to another city, and if that other city is a parsa away, according to Chazal, so then you say Tefilas Haderech. If there's a parsa between the cities, that's called a makom sakana. A makom parsa translates into our measurements to 4 kilometers, not very much. 4 kilometers is a parsa. Some say 4.5, some say 3.5, but 4 kilometers is a good way to go. So what that means is that when one leaves, let's say Beit Shemesh or Los Angeles or wherever it might be, and you're traveling and you're going to have a 4 kilometer space before you see the next area, so you're already chayiv in Tefilas Haderech. According to the Taz, you should say it ba'odo b'bayis. Say it when you're home, like everything else you do before you travel. You say it. According to the other achronim, argue with the Taz, amongst them the Mishnah Berurah. It says no, you shouldn't say ba'odo b'bayis. You should say it when you're on the way already. Why? Because people change their minds a lot about trips. They say they're going to go, and then they don't go till later, and then this happens and that happens. And there doesn't seem to be any reason offhand that this should not apply to, let's say, a trip from Beit Shemesh to Yerushalayim. You're going chutz la'ir. The Brisker Rav, on a regular basis, used to one time was going from Yerushalayim to Bnei Brak and said Tefilas Haderech. Everybody said Tefilas Haderech. And truth is, if you're not going to Yerushalayim, you're going other ways. There is sakanas drachim in this country, going to the airport. So that's Tefilas Haderech. Not sure why people. I do it every day. I do it all the time. It's not dangerous. I'm not sure if any of that is valid. I have to find a reason not to say it, because I'll say to say it. I just want to point out, just for today, something that I already said, that Tefilas Haderech, the tikkun of Tefilas Haderech is for minor sakana. Not a statistical sakana, because it could be statistically you've got a 1 in a million chance of getting hurt or accidented or terrorized, God forbid, between here and Yerushalayim. That's not the point. The point is that you don't look at the numbers every day at the daily index of violence per square meter in Israel and decide to say Tefilas Haderech. That might be true with Tefilas HaGoimel more so. What Tefilas Haderech is, if you're going to a place, b'cheskas drachim, your house is not there, your people are not there, your community is not there. As soon as you're out on the lech lecha, as soon as you're out of your safety district, so then you say Tefilas Haderech. That's what Chazal meant. If you look at the examples of the Gemara, they went from one little town of the Galil to another little town of the Galil, and they said Tefilas Haderech. And again, the machlokes, do they say it in their house or do they say it after? So the main thing I want to say is if you're going a parsa, here it's very good chutz la'ir. Here, like let's say you're going on the 10, so that you're not going out of the city at all. It's still called the 10. And let's say you go on the 38 towards Yerushalayim. You're still not really going out of the city. There's still yeshuvim and everything right there. But then when you get to that crossroads, Tel Aviv, Yerushalayim, you're going out of the city. That's going out of the city, and that's a good place to say Tefilas Haderech. It's definitely a parsa until the next city. I measured it 100 times. There's nothing there. That's a place to say Tefilas Haderech. And if Chazal said you're allowed to say Tefilas Haderech, so say Tefilas Haderech. We'll be that much safer.